Puzzles. 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 I hate them. Most games that have them nowadays have them as this tedious barrier for the player. They feel like straight up time wasters, shoehorned in to extend the playtime and break up the flow of combat. Connect the thing, connect the blocks, connect the bloody... Look, it's always connect something, right? Lights, electricity, colors, the numbers mason. I've played so many games over the years. I just have no tolerance for puzzle garbage anymore. Modern day video games don't test your intelligence, they test your patience. How many times have you done this, or this, or this? I'm so over it. So why on God's greenest cosmic pebble would I ever want to play a game that's all about mental yoga? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's because it's fucking awesome, that's why. This is Outer Wilds, and it's a game. Now I'm being... perilously, yes, perilously serious when I say this. You need to play this game. There is no game like it out there. A single image of one of the game's locations can be spoilery, trust me. So, just go play it, right? I feel bad for the developers. Imagine making a game you can't even describe to someone without ruining the fun. This is going to be the hardest video I've ever tried to make, so we're going to block this one out. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever. Let's go from the tippity top. Outer Wilds begins with you waking up in front of a bonfire, where you can get a feel for the game. Everything that you need to know begins here. You're an alien, on a foreign planet, in a foreign system with a weird timber core, timber punk technology going around. The residents here teach you the game's core mechanics. You know, normal game stuff like jumping, piloting your spaceship, how to fire your camera gun that lets you see the hyper-lethal ghost matter, and a device that lets you hear the long-lost siren call of a dead race. Normal game stuff. As you complete tutorials and talk to the indigenous, you'll eventually come upon the Room of Foreshadowing. Fishies, star life cycles, and weird gravity majiggers, as well as spooky sediment. You'll collect the launch codes to your shuttle, and then go to leave. As you're leaving, however, you'll... Moving on. You'll walk on over to the spaceship, hop in and fly into orbit. And then... nothing. Nothing! That's it. It's just this beautiful view that you have no idea what to do with. No goals, no quest markers, and nothing but your sense of trepidation and curiosity to fuel you. For the first time in an open world game, I had no idea what to do. And I was stumped. Just look at all the possible locations. You have no idea what any of them hold for you. So with no driving factor yet, I really wasn't sure how long I was going to play this game for. So we might as well go somewhere, right? How about the closest thing? The moon. But wherever you go, and whatever it is that you do, you'll always encounter the texts of the long-dead race that came before you, and you're the first that gets to translate them. They all seem to be discussing something desperately, of great importance, something they had to do or find. That something seems to be called the Eye, and the Project. But not a lot of it makes a lick of sense yet. This entire solar system, everywhere you can go, is just a mystery. And a graveyard. Dead no mai are everywhere. And they weren't running either. They died where they stood and where they worked. The more answers you try to get, the more questions you're left with. This desire for answers is compounded by the fact that there is just tons of weird and foreboding phenomena happening in the world around you. What the hell is that? Are those supernovas in the distance? Is that a bloody black hole? Wasn't there a moon here like 5 minutes ago? The Eye, the Project, the statues. So many questions, so much insatiable curiosity, and so little time, because then it happens. And then it hits you. Now you have your objective. You have to discover the grand mystery and uncover the secrets of the Nomai before 22 minutes pass and the sun explodes. This goal is more compelling than any quest marker could ever be, simply because you gave yourself this desire to unravel these secrets. And that is another reason why this game is so fucking juicy. So let's rewind a little bit. Your little alien is the newest member in Outer Wilds Ventures, a company dedicated to exploring the solar system they call home. Each member of the Outer Wilds Ventures can be found on all the different celestial bodies, each playing an instrument. That's how they let everyone at home know that they're doing all right. It was a very sobering feeling at the start, taking out your little noise notifier and having a look at up in space, and just seeing music coming from planets that are hundreds of meters away. By the way, meters. Everything in this universe that you know is really close together. It's genius game design. I could see a dude chilling out on a planet just by looking up from a different one. It's great, I love it. The game's sense of scale and the way it plays with it is one of its best features. And when you combine that bloody good game design with the rest of the setting, you have something that is both beautiful and horrifying coexisting all at once. Now I'm gonna do the meme thing here and compare it to Dark Souls because, let's be honest, the similarities are uncanny. An unorthodox style of presenting a story, which you have to explore for yourself in order to find those answers, in a long, dead, ancient alien place that you know nothing about, with a reset mechanic that's incorporated into the story. It's kind of funny to connect those dots and, wait, hold on. No, please, I take it back, it's nothing like Dark Souls! Ah! The coolest thing about having all the planets be teeny tiny is that all the content is packed in one location. There's rarely ever any wasted space. To add on top of that, all of the planets are really unique and super distinctive. Like Giant's Deep, which is a gas giant with watery depths. Who would have thought? Its constant cyclones shoot islands up into the sky, and when you look below the watery depths, you'll see the planet's core. And it's really foreboding and dreadful looking. Just entering the planet for the first time was freaky. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, this is horrifying. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh, I don't like this at all. What is this? What is this? Next to the Hourglass Twins, two little planets that shift sand back and forth between each other with this weird gravity funnel. One, the Ember Twin, has little tunnels and interesting sights littered all throughout it. So many different places to explore, but the rising sand makes that exploration very finite. But the Ash Twin is different. As sand leaves it, you'll discover beautiful alien structures that you can't make heads or tails of yet. Weirdly decorated buildings with strange purple flooring. It's quite clear that something is going on here, but you'll have to find out what. Timberhearth is the planet that you call home. There's a weird-looking evil seed, some geysers, a couple people to talk to, and a moon. Moving on, there's a sun. It burns. There's the Interloper. It also burns, and is hyper spooky. Brittle Hollow is just the crust of a planet, with an entire black hole inside of it. An entire civilization lives down there next to it, but the moon that orbits Brittle Hollow is volcanic and spews tons of crazy magma rocks at it that destroy the surface that you need to walk on, creating a time limit on all of your endeavors there. Finally, we have Dark Bramble, a very evil-looking megaseed floating in outer space that has a lot of quantum fuckery going on inside. Danger lurks around every corner, but behind those dangers exist secrets and mysteries that only await those brave enough to explore its misty, infinite interiors. All of the celestial bodies have secrets and stories to tell, and the way they are presented is bloody delightful. You get the story by exploring the race that came before you. You're like a detective, reading journal entries, finding crime scenes, and exploring motives to find out what happened. Every place in the game serves a purpose. It's not hard to tell exactly where content is or isn't, and it's very easy to become enraptured by the whole affair. The storytelling is so stellar that there is a part where I even almost cried. You find a group of ancient dead Nomai. huddled together, obviously having run out of air and cut off from their mothership. They orbit a seedling, unable to get inside due to how small it is. You don't know why they were trying, but when you fire one of your scouts inside, which is small enough to fit, you discover their mothership, and it all makes sense. Reading their last moments was harrowing. Their last wish was hoping that none of the other escape pods suffered the same fate as they did. This discovery of yours isn't one of success or grandeur, but of hardship and hopelessness. No one told me to go there. The game didn't give me some big bloody follow the yellow line to find corpses and sadness. That's why it all hits so hard. These are the answers that I was asking by exploring this game's planetary system. And it's bloody lovely. I love being sad. The game's ability to evoke the emotions that it wants from you is simply unparalleled. And it's so much greater when it's such an integral part of the gameplay. The gameplay of Outer Wilds is all about exploration and discovery. There are so many beautiful sights to see, take in, and be absolutely terrified by.
Genuinely horrifying, this fucking place. Ah! I got scared by a rock!
The game's sheer unadulterated spectacle is bewildering to behold, and I'm so glad that the devs put so much effort into coding it this way, because there is nothing like it. Because of that, there is so many good firsts in the game. First time falling into a black hole, first time you figure something out for real, first time seeing your first supernova. There's so many firsts. You can see why I didn't want to spoil any of it for you. But I'm gonna spoil some more of it, by the way. Here's a montage. I adore the atmosphere they've cultivated for this game. These sights are beautiful, but they're juxtaposed with the game's tragic scenes that follow, and the horrifying cosmic visuals as you approach the ending. Ultimately, the gameplay, however, is about finding clues through the story and then using those clues in trial and experimentation. But the game won't make it so simple for you. There are hints and clues located everywhere in the game's universe. You never just complete one plot thread, you complete many at a time as you go. Let's use the quantum rock mystery as an example. The game has you use these quantum rocks a couple times to solve puzzles. As you solve them, you wonder if the same logic would apply to the other rocks that you've seen before. And then, it clicks. Quantum rocks aren't the only thing that disappears when you take your eyes off it. You realize that if taking pictures of the quantum rocks holds them in place, perhaps taking pictures of the quantum moon will allow you to get past the fog that obscures it. So you test it, and it works. And now that you've arrived, you only have more questions. Great! Why does the moon look different every time I visit it? And where does it go when it's not in the solar system? How do you find these secrets? By exploring more. That's why it's so endearing. The game gives you just the bare minimum and the whole universe to explore, and your curiosity will carry you throughout the whole Outer Wilds experience. The game grips your attention. As you pull on each plot thread and puzzle, there's always more to discover, more intrigue and secrets to uncover. You've given yourself all the reasons that you need to continue to play this game. It's not about beating it, it's about discovering what happens. The mystery of Outer Wilds is so perfectly crafted, I can't actually compare it to anything. There is simply nothing like this game. Most games nowadays try so hard to get you to play them. So many incentives and upcoming events, updates that you're waiting for. But Outer Wilds is so full and rich and complete, there is nothing that stacks up to it. The game presents itself merely as is, and your curiosity just fuels that whole playthrough. Dark Bramble and its spooky mysteries. Why does the sun explode? What's going on with the statues? What's the project again? Someone tell me. Eye of the Universe, and why do I keep rewinding time? The game keeps track of all these discoveries and questions using the ship's log. Without it, you'd just get so lost so quickly. Each color represents a different interconnected plot thread that you've encountered. You'll need to explore most of these in order to figure out the game's grand mystery. The craziest thing of all is that you can beat Outer Wilds in 10 minutes. Just 10! But everyone's playthrough is 15 to 20 hours long. Mine was... It's simply because of what we've been talking about. At the start of the game, everything you need to beat it is sitting right in front of you. You just don't know how to use it yet. You don't know that the teleporters in the game only work when they're aligned with their planet. You don't know that the quantum moon operates under the same logic that the quantum rocks do, and you don't know that you can just sneak past the fish because it's a fish. I could literally beat any fish. It's prodigious game design. And the only thing that makes all of it even better is that the grand mystery uses all of the rules, the logic, the hints, and the secrets that you've learned up to this point to beat it. Without exploring almost everything, every plot thread and every secret, you have no hope of even starting it, let alone finishing it. But the answer is so simple. Right in front of you to begin the end of the game. You simply walk forward onto this warp pad, whilst the sand beam from the Hourglass Twins is overhead. The only reason you haven't tried to even enter the sand beam prior to this is because one guy told you you'd probably die if you stepped into it. Hidden in plain sight this whole time. I love it. The answers were in front of me the whole time, and I didn't even know they were. But you'll need more established rules and logic, of course, in order to beat the rest of it. But at its core, that is why Outer Wilds is... The main thing about Outer Wilds is that it's a completely unique and new experience. I've played games for 21 years now. I've seen it all. I've played Titans, Gems, and Classics over and over again. I've seen games that I've loved become the very thing that the industry hates and vilifies. I'm jaded, and I really do feel like I've seen it all. I've lost a lot of my unfiltered love for gaming over the years. I expect broken and rehashed games more nowadays than I ever expect the next Halo or Frozen Throne. But Outer Wilds feels finally like that fresh experience. Something new that has rekindled that lost sense of excitement in me, that sense of wonder and exploration. I haven't felt it in so long, but Outer Wilds has given that to me. I will sing this game's praises to the high heavens forever. It's a tragic story of discovery and triumph, of cosmic dread and peaceful respites. I've never played a game that has two extremes that exist so perfectly intertwined that it's made it better than all of the sum of its parts. Technical achievements, scale and spectacle, narrative, emotion, gameplay, success, sorrow, dread and fear, and wonder. There's no game like it, and there likely never ever will be again. The ending for the game alone had me stun-locked over and over again, with no diminishing returns. The imagery you see and the beautiful, somber moments you get are the perfect finality for a game such as this. Seeing the other members of the Outer Wilds Ventures, as well as Solanum, all come together in the end to each play their tune had me in awe. Surprised at how well the music fit the game, and me feeling like an idiot for not realizing sooner that the music they play is supposed to go together. God, It's bloody poetic, and you're hearing it now. The game ends with you rekindling the fight, starting the universe anew. Jesus. The best part is that you get to see the next generation of explorers and how their tale has only just begun. And it's because of you making it happen. The music in this part brings me to tears every time I hear it. It's so... This game has left such a profound impression on me, and I can't put it into words. Outer Wilds is simply one of, if not the greatest game I've ever played. There is nothing out there like it. I only hope that I didn't take that from you by you watching this video and potentially enjoying it and seeing the game for what it was. If it's ever remade, I really, really hope it gets the Half-Life Alyx VR treatment. That would be the cherry on top. Thanks for watching. And by the way, I'm gonna let you know a little secret here. If you don't watch anything about Outer Wilds for, say, the next 5 years, and then you come back, the only thing that you'll remember is how good I said it was. That's it. Give it 5 years. Don't look at it. I use that whenever I want to watch an anime that I've seen before or replay Dark Souls. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. Back to making videos. Next up is maybe Outward, but definitely 2042. Yeah, that's it. See you later. Hello. Puzzles. What are they? Yep. Oh, that's the good shit.